Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, and we have finished chapter 2, Consumers Equilibrium. The last topic that we had discussed in chapter 2 was about consumers equilibrium through ordinal utility analysis. Okay. We have seen consumers equilibrium through cardinal analysis, and we have seen also consumer equilibrium through ordinal utility analysis. Okay. The topic that we have dealt in our previous lecture was about consumers equilibrium through ordinal analysis. Okay, wherein you need to be first of all clear with the budget line and indifference map. Okay, अगर आपको budget line and indifference map clear है तो ordinal analysis topic जो है that would be very easy. Now today we are going to start a very interesting chapter. Okay, if you are very clear with the base of this chapter, the next chapter after this, that is chapter number 4, also will be very easy. The chapter at which we are going to start is about demand, theory of demand, and chapter number 4 deals with elasticity of demand. Okay, अगर demand क्या है, factors affecting demand क्या हैं, no, individual demand, market demand, ये सब concepts अगर clear हैं, it will help you in your higher classes also and in your further chapters also. Okay. Now, before starting the chapter, in our earlier chapter, we have seen that price of any commodity in the market is decided by the market forces. अब market forces कौन से हैं? Now, there are two market forces, demand and supply. The price of any commodity in the market is decided on the basis of these two market forces only, that is demand and supply. If demand of any commodity is more than the supply, then price tends to rise. If demand of any commodity is less and the supply of that commodity is more, price will fall. So demand and supply, ये दोनों तो factors हैं ही, ये दोनों market force हैं ही price decide करने में. Okay, and we have also seen in our earlier chapter that central problems in an economy कौन से हैं? Okay, 3 central problems we have seen in our first chapter: what to produce and in what quantity, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay, why I discussed that these are the topics that we have done in our earlier sessions, because ये सब चीजों के बारे में we are going to talk about in our introduction portion. Okay, so let's start with our introduction portion of the theory of demand. Let's see. Demand is one of the two market forces. One of the two market forces. Okay. Actually, market forces कौन से हैं? Market forces. There are two market forces: demand and supply. So, demand is one of the two market forces which facilitate operation of price. कोई भी प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस डिसाइड करने में डिमांड एंड सप्लाई है, वो market forces कहलाते हैं. So here we are going to talk about the demand. So demand is one of the two market forces, and it also helps to solve the central problems of an economy. Okay, demand is one of the two major market forces, and price of any commodity is decided on the basis of the market forces, and the market forces, demand and supply, जिनकी वजह से price decide होती है, this price mechanism helps to solve the economic problems. Okay, now economic problem कौन से हैं? What, how and for whom to produce. What to produce and in what quantity, number 1. 2, how to produce. 3, for whom to produce. All these 3 central problem depends on price mechanism, which ultimately depends on demand only. Is it? Once again, market forces, demand and supply. उनमें से हम एक market force के बारे में यहाँ बात करेंगे, demand. So demand plays an important role in deciding the price. Okay. Further, अगर price decide हो जाती है, तो central problems जो हैं, वो solve करना easy रहेगा. Ultimately, demand plays an important role here. Okay. So this is about the topic. Now, what we are going to study in this chapter? Okay. Let's see. In this chapter, we will study the demand of the commodity, number one, factors affecting it. Okay, easy hai. Okay, understand what we are going to study in this chapter. We are going to look in detail about the demand and the factors affecting demand. Demand जो है उसको affect करते factors कौन कौन से हैं? Price of the commodity, price of related goods, income, ये सब factors हैं वो demand को affect करेंगे. Let's take an example. अगर मेरी income ज़्यादा है तो demand ज़्यादा रहेगी. तो ये इनकम एक फैक्टर हो गया, डिमांड को अफेक्ट जो करता है वो. दूसरा, प्राइस ऑफ ए कमोडिटी, यस, प्राइस इटसेल्फ अफेक्ट्स द डिमांड ऑफ ए कमोडिटी. प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटिव कमोडिटी, रिलेटेड कमोडिटी मतलब उसके जैसे दूसरी कमोडिटी. ओके, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस मार्कर पेन, ब्रांड से फॉर एग्जांपल एक्स ब्रांड, ओके, मार्कर पेन है ये. ओके, देन दूसरा भी ऐसा ही प्रोडक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट मार्केट में अवेलेबल होगा. सो डिमांड ऑफ दिस मार्केट डिपेंड्स ऑन द सब्स्टिट्यूट प्रोडक्ट ऑल्सो. Okay, so these are the factors that we are going to study in detail. Okay, what we are going to study, demand and factors affecting demand in detail. Okay. Let's start with the topic. Okay, so what we have seen in the introduction, once again, there are two market forces, demand and supply. And in here we are going to talk about in detail about the demand. And agar price decide ho jati hai, then price helps to solve the central problem, what, how and for whom to produce. And in this chapter we are going to discuss in detail about demand of a commodity and the factors affecting the demand of a commodity. Okay, now let's move further. Let's talk about the concept of demand. Okay, now in here we will see three different words जो interchangeably use होते हैं. From one angle, from one side, you'll see that all these three words means the same, but technically अगर समझने जाते हो डिमांड के व्यू पॉइंट से, इकोनॉमिक्स के व्यू पॉइंट से, इन तीनों वर्ड को अगर समझने जाते हो, the meaning is very different. Let's see which are those two words. The three terms, desire, want and demand, are interchangeably used. Okay, this is my desire, so I want this product. See, then I want this product, I want to do the demand, I want to have the demand for this product. Okay, all these words, ये तीन words जो हैं वो interchangeably use हो सकते हैं. Okay, but technically the words differ from each other. Now let's understand technically तीनों में difference क्या है. Okay, let's start with the first thing, that is desire. Now what is desire? Let's see. Desire is just a wishful thinking. My desire is to get a big car, but wishful thinking, but not have money to buy that commodity, but it is not supported by money. What is desire? It is just a wishful thinking but not supported by the money. Okay, desire to have a big car, a big bungalow, a very big empire, that is my desire, but not supported by money. That is desire. Okay, once again, desire क्या है? It is just a wishful thinking, but not supported by the money. That is desire. Okay. Now, want. अब desire जो है वो want में कब convert होगी वो देखेंगे. Desire आपको पता चल गया. It is just a wishful thinking, not supported by the money. Now, when the desire becomes want, वो हम समझते हैं. Desire becomes want if it is supported by ability to pay and willingness to spend. अगर ये दो वर्ड उसमें आ जाते हैं तो desire will become want. कौन से दो words? My ability to pay and my willingness to spend also. से दोनों वर्ड अलग अलग हैं. Ability to pay मतलब मेरे पास पैसे होने चाहिए and मेरी willingness भी होनी चाहिए. I have got money with me to buy a car. That is I have got ability to pay. लेकिन साथ में willingness भी तो होना चाहिए पे करने के लिए. Okay, so once again, desire है वो want कब होगी? जब ability to pay and willingness to spend भी अगर उसमें होता है तो. Okay, so ability to pay, willingness to spend, ये दोनों चीजें आ जाती हैं तो it becomes want. Now demand कब होगा? Want demand में कब convert होगा? See, want becomes demand when a person is willing to purchase the commodity in the market at a particular price and given period of time. Few things you need to understand here. When the want becomes desire, want become desire when willingness to purchase the commodity at a particular price and given period of time. Given period of time में एक वीक हो सकता है, एक मंथ हो सकता है, 2 दिन हो सकते हैं, that is given period of time at a particular price and willingness to purchase. Once again, 3 things here you need to understand for this term. Want becomes demand when a person is willing to purchase a commodity from the market. I am willing to purchase the commodity from the market at a particular price and given period of time. Okay, then my want will become the demand. Okay, तो देखा technically तीनों में फर्क है. From one viewpoint, you can see that all these 3 terms are interchangeably used, but technically देखने जाए तो तीनों words में बहुत difference है. Okay, once again let's see. Okay, क्या है desire? Desire क्या है? It is just a wishful thinking, but not supported by money. Number 2, want. Desire want में कब convert होगी? When 2 things will be supported here. Okay, desire becomes want when there is ability to pay. I have got money with me, ability to pay and willingness to spend. Lastly, want है, अभी want हो गई, ability to pay and willingness to spend हो गया. अब वो demand कब बनेगी? Want है, वो demand कब बनेगी? When a person is willing to purchase a commodity from the market at a particular price and given period of time. Okay, so I will to purchase a commodity from the market at a particular price and a given period of time. Then my want will become the desire. My want will become, the demand. Okay, so these are the 3 terms which were actually used interchangeably. Now, if you are clear with these 3 terms, now you can differentiate between these 3 terms technically. Okay, now let's talk about the demand of a commodity. Okay, now proper definition we are going to look here. Pay attention everyone. Okay, the demand for a good is defined. Now we are going to define the demand as the quantity of a good. Now what is demand? एक quantity भी fix होना चाहिए ना. Quantity of a good, willingness to buy, particular price and given time period. So 4 essential characteristics, 4 essential things you can have in the definition of demand. Then only the definition of demand is completed. Okay, you need to understand 4 these characteristics or 4 things or words which are used in the definition. Once again, demand means or is defined as quantity पहले होना चाहिए, quantity of the goods. Number 2, willingness to buy at a particular price and given period of time. See, these 4 essential points are given here also. Okay, 4 essential characteristics should be there in the definition. Then only the definition of demand is completed. Okay, what are that 4 things? Once again, the quantity of goods. Okay, you can add few words here. The demand of a good is defined as the quantity of goods which a consumer is willing to buy at a particular price and given period of time. So 4 essential characteristics, things should be there for having the definition of demand. Now let's look what Professor Benham says about the definition demand. The demand for anything or a given price is the amount of which will be bought per unit of time at that price. मतलब at that particular point of time and at that particular price, when a consumer is willing to spend and he buys that commodity, actually it is the demand of that commodity. Okay, so again the definition says 4 essential characteristics should be there. Given period of time होना चाहिए, particular price होनी चाहिए, willingness होनी चाहिए, okay, and quantity भी decided होनी चाहिए. Then only demand can be 100% fulfilled. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, that is kinds of demand. Easy topic है, kinds of demand. Okay, now let's start with the topic of kinds of demand. Okay, now demand of a product can be categorized into 3 types: price demand, income demand and cross demand. See, once again, if you are clear with the definition of demand, no, ये चीजें easy रहेंगी. So definition of demand fulfill कब होगी? जब उसमें 4 essential characteristics होंगे. Okay, now what are the four essential characteristics? Once again, quantity of goods, willingness to buy, given period of time, and the price. Okay, if these four things are present, then you can define, you can say the demand definition is done. Now, kinds of demand. Now, there are three kinds of demand. Okay, once again, three kinds of demand: price, income, and cost. Let's talk about these three kinds of demand. Number one, price demand. Okay, अब ये definition में let's see क्या क्या आएगा. Various quantities demanded. जब हमने डिमांड की डेफिनेशन देखी थी, हम क्या कह रहे थे? क्वांटिटी, कोई वेरियस क्वांटिटीज के बारे में बात नहीं थी. यहां प्राइस डिमांड में हम क्या बात करेंगे? वेरियस क्वांटिटीज के बारे में. ओके, वंस अगेन इट रिफर्स टू वेरियस क्वांटिटीज ऑफ अ कमोडिटी और सर्विस, दिस गुड्स और सर्विस टुगेदर. ओके, सो नंबर वन, वेरियस क्वांटिटीज के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. वेरियस क्वांटिटीज demanded of goods and services. Number one, at different price level. See, वहां क्या था? Particular price था. जब हमने डिमांड की डेफिनेशन देखी थी, तब क्वांटिटी भी फिक्स थी, प्राइस भी फिक्स थी. Now, when we are going to talk about the price demand, see the difference. We are talking about various quantities and different price level. Different price level. Number two, then willingness to buy, तो यहां भी होना ही चाहिए. ओके, एंड willing to buy. So these three points should be there for this definition. Once again, we are talking about price demand. Okay, ये definition को मैंने different points में लिखा हुआ है so that it becomes easy. Once again, what is price demand? It refers to various quantities demanded of goods and services at different price levels which a consumer is willing to buy. Is it clear? Okay, see the difference between the demand and price demand. जब हम demand के बारे में बात करते हैं, we are talking about specific things, particular price, given period of time, quantity भी specified है, but here we are not talking about specific thing, we are talking about quantities of goods and services. We are talking about prices at different levels and willingness होनी चाहिए. That is price demand. Okay, now again, the demand of an individual consumer is called individual demand, and the total demand done by all the consumer is market demand. अब again two new words here. अगर ये जो है price demand की definition जो है, if it is done by one single individual, it is called individual demand. If it is done by all the consumers together, it is known as market demand. Simple है. अगर डिमांड किसी एक इंडिविजुअल कोई करता है, डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी एक इंडिविजुअल, इट विल बी टर्म्ड एज इंडिविजुअल डिमांड. एंड इफ द डिमांड इज डन बाय मोर कंज्यूमर्स और टुगेदर ऑल द कंज्यूमर्स, इट वुड बी टर्म्ड एज मार्केट डिमांड. ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी वन इक्वेशन हियर. नाउ दिस थिंग कैन बी एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर. dx, दैट इज डिमांड ऑफ x. x क्या है? यहाँ पे एक कमोडिटी है. dx इज इक्वल टू f ऑफ px. dx क्या है? इट इज द डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी x. x को यहाँ कमोडिटी है. सी, stands for the demand of a commodity, f stands for depends on or the function of, and the price. Ultimately ये क्या कहता है कि demand of a commodity depends on price of that commodity. Simple. Demand of a commodity depends on, f मतलब function of, or you can say depends on. Demand of a commodity depends on function of price of that commodity. In other words, demand is the function of price and other things. अब यहां एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, याद रखना. सी, डिमांड वैसे भी कोई भी प्रोडक्ट की है ना, बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स पे डिपेंड होती है, जिसमें प्राइस एक फैक्टर है. सी, अंडरस्टैंड द वर्ड्स आई एम टेलिंग हियर. डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन मेनी फैक्टर्स, जिसमें से एक प्राइस है एंड वो इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है. दूसरे फैक्टर्स कौन से हैं? इनकम, टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंस, प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड गुड्स, ये सब भी फैक्टर्स हैं. ओके, इसकी डिमांड मुझे करनी है, ये मार्कर की डिमांड मुझे करनी है, तो सबसे पहले डिपेंड किसके ऊपर रहेगा? इसकी प्राइस क्या है. ओके, सो दैट इज वन फैक्टर, प्राइस. इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन माई इनकम, वेदर मेरी इनकम है या नहीं है खरीदने के लिए. 3, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंस, वेदर आई वुड प्रेफर दिस प्रोडक्ट और या कोई और ब्रांड का प्रोडक्ट. नो। द नेक्स्ट फैक्टर है वो है से सब्स्टिट्यूट गुड्स की प्राइस। अगर ये 40 रुपीज का है, इसका सब्स्टिट्यूट 30 में मिल रहा है, तो इस प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड नहीं होगी, वो प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड होगी। ओके, सो मेनी फैक्टर्स आर देयर। Okay, but we are considering here price only. Now the topic here once again. In other words, demand is the function of price. Other things, बाकी जो चीजें हैं जैसे कि income, habit, fashion, taste, etc. remain same. इसमें कोई change होगा नहीं. Understand this thing. Other things remain same. मतलब क्या? इसकी डिमांड किसके ऊपर डिपेंड है? अभी की बात करें तो ये है, इसकी डिमांड डिपेंड होती है प्राइस के ऊपर। वैसे एक्चुअली इसकी डिमांड दूसरी चीजें को दूसरे फैक्टर्स पे भी डिपेंड है, लेकिन दूसरे फैक्टर्स अभी कैसे हैं? कांस्टेंट, नो चेंज, सेम। सो द सेंटेंस वंस अगेन, द डिमांड ऑफ द कमोडिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन प्राइस एंड अदर थिंग्स जैसे कि इनकम, टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंस, से हैबिट, सब्स्टिट्यूट प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस, इन सब में कोई चेंज नहीं है, दे रिमेन सेम। Okay, that is actually known as law of demand. Okay, now so अभी हम टॉपिक जो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं वो है काइंड्स ऑफ डिमांड। ओके, नाउ काइंड्स ऑफ डिमांड में फर्स्ट टॉपिक हमने देखा प्राइस डिमांड। प्राइस डिमांड में 3 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर: वेरियस क्वांटिटीज ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज एट डिफरेंट प्राइस लेवल एंड willingness to buy। and ये चीज अगर कोई एक इंडिविजुअल करता है तो that is individual demand, and if it is done by more than one person that is known as market demand। and this is the equation: demand of a commodity X depends on function or depends on or function कुछ भी कह सकते हो of the price, and other things remain same। okay, that is price demand। let's talk about income demand, the second, very easy। It gives यही आप देख लो तो आपको डेफिनेशन भी समझ में आ जाएगी। dx is equal to f of y। y that is इनकम डिनोट करता है, ये जो सिंबल है ये इनकम को डिनोट करता है। ओके, सो डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन इनकम ऑफ द कंज्यूमर एक्चुअली। ओके, सो इसके पहले वाले में हमने क्या देखा था? डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन, so that was price demand। अभी हम कर रहे हैं इनकम डिमांड के बारे में बात। ओके, तो डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन इनकम ऑफ कंज्यूमर। समझ में आ गया? इजी है। ओके, व्हाट इज इनकम डिमांड? इट शोज द रिलेशन बिटवीन कंज्यूमर्स इनकम एंड डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी। इट शोज द रिलेशन बिटवीन कंज्यूमर्स इनकम एंड द डिमांड ऑफ कमोडिटी। वंस अगेन ये लिखना आपको नहीं भूलना है, अदर थिंग्स बीइंग इक्वल। यहां भी हमने लिखा other things remain same, other things remain equal। ये तो होना ही चाहिए डेफिनेशन में, otherwise the definition is of no use, you won't get any mark in that case। once again income demand क्या है? it gives the relation between, यहां से ही क्लियर हो जाएगा, it gives the relation between what? consumers income and the demand of a commodity, other things remain same। okay, the last gross demand। okay, again this function, demand of a commodity depends on price of related goods। this is px, मतलब इसी प्रोडक्ट की बात हो रही है। pr related goods, इसके जैसे दूसरे गुड्स। ओके, सो इट शोज द रिलेशन बिटवीन प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड गुड्स एंड द डिमांड ऑफ अ कमोडिटी। अब रिलेटेड गुड्स मतलब क्या?